You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for The League. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip about The League. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for The League.
Hit it, Jesse.
There we go.
False start penalty.
That was YouTube's fault.
False start penalty. On,
Totally blaming YouTube.
false start penalty on DJ Jesse Janity.
15 yards back.
Still first.
Once again, we start every episode off in our own end zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's always a touchback in this.
Every episode starts off with a safety.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What are we, the Indianapolis Colts?
Too
0-11? Like
soon.
all my jokes.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
Yeah, I know. They're not dead yet. What up, everybody? I'm hosting, obviously. Gian Molina here with James Ross.
Hello.
Vanessa Lopez.
Hi.
And we're here for The League AFTERBUZZ League After Show. What's up, guys? This show, finally, hilarious. This episode, which the title was
The Out-of-Towner.
The Out-of-Towners. Hilarious.
Probably my favorite.
My favorite
this
of
season, yeah.
Actually, a little flip of the switch with Taco, because I've been writing him all season, and he actually was the more clear-headed one of this. He's getting kicked out of his apartment, and he's demanding Ruxin to be normal at one point. I love the turn of events.
Reverse. It's a very weird reversal of roles.
Yeah, he didn't have really much to contribute in the sense of he didn't bring us new things or new quirk or anything that
No inventions.
No inventions, no new job. And yet he was still really funny in the episode.
His 2 minutes was great.
His 2 minutes was great. Really awesome thing. What's his name?
Nick Kroll?
Nick Kroll wrote.
Nick Kroll and Paul Scheer wrote tonight's episode, which I think you could tell. I think you could tell a little bit.
Didn't it feel like Human Giant really like when Paul Scheer's on Human Giant? There's always like a goofy twist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely feel like Paul Scheer's influence was.
I felt this was more also scripted than improvised, and I felt the improvisation came in times like when they were all like high on coke and just like when they went to that area. But I actually felt dialogue that was written and then maybe even heightened a little bit with some improvisation.
And yeah, don't forget Will Forte.
Will Forte, what a gem.
Yeah,
great.
What a gem.
You got a boner for
Great guest star tonight.
Will Forte, anything he does to me is hilarious. Will Forte screaming at the top of his lungs, like his high pitch, like MacGruber is beyond hilarious.
Did you like the
to me.
movie?
Are you kidding me? MacGruber is hilarious.
One of the best sex scenes in
my
movie
god
history.
with Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph and
Chris Wigg.
So he was a guest star tonight in tonight's episode. Was fun. He played one of their old friends.
Chuck, right?
Yeah, their
Chuck
old friend Chuck, who they haven't seen in a while because they thought that he moved town and got a new job, and it turns out he left town because he got fired from his job for pulling his balls out.
Yeah,
For pulling his dick out, I think, or was it balls?
It was his balls because he loves to sit in
Yeah,
gum.
it said it's sit in gum.
Which I thought was hilarious that they just kept saying sit in gum for the longest time, and I didn't know what they were referring to.
Vanessa
but
immediately was like, "Oh, thank God!"
Thank goodness, yeah. Velo was here
God,
to
dude.
explain to me.
I love that reference.
And for those, because I'm sure there's people out there that don't. know what the reference is. Can you please explain what?
Okay,
is?
so when you sit in gum, it's actually what I know it as is like when dudes wear really short shorts, and their nutsack. Only because I can't.
Come on, say it without laughing. God damn it!
I love that laugh break.
Say it with a straight face. Come on.
Nutsack is so funny to me. Anyways, so it's like when their nutsack hangs out on like one side of the shorts, and it looks like they sat in bubblegum, chewing bubblegum.
Right.
Because there's just like this pink, like squishy thing, sometimes with hair on it.
Yeah, there's some hair in that gum.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what happens if you sit on gum. It's like been on a chair.
What about Hispanics or black guys? What does it look like then?
Sat in some grape gum. I'll be here all night. Let's not do this.
You love the word ball sack.
Nutsack, dude.
Nutsack.
Nutsack's way funnier.
Nutsack's funnier than ball sack.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good to know.
Nutsack.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I think
I'll apply that to my writing.
we've done the research. We've done the research.
Yeah, Vanessa's the research. She likes nutsacks better than ball sacks. But also the reason why he pulled it out was because he was an alcoholic and he started drinking and couldn't stop and then went crazy. And
Like he said, he goes from 0 to sitting in gum,
Yeah.
like that when he's drunk.
right.
I do too, though.
Yeah,
I always sit in gum.
you always
But the lady version.
what's the
Fuck is the lady version?
I'll
of
let
sitting in
you
gum?
guys figure out what the lady version is.
My brain's
Of
gonna
sitting
explode.
in
Please don't do
gum.
that to me. Don't do that.
What? Are you guys serious? Think about it.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I know. I didn't think it would be that obvious. I really thought that she would maybe get more creative with it.
No,
Jesse
it's
just
when
nut checked us. That's like, hold on a second, you guys don't
it's
know.
clearly when girls wear short shorts and let their
And pull a Britney Spears.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I don't know where what words
pants-
I can use.
the short just
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
it rests right in
Just
between.
ever so
Yeah,
Slightly.
yeah,
Slightly.
just a little hint of it.
Taste.
Yeah, just a little taste to keep you wanting more.
It's
Bubble gum.
It's a peekaboo. It's a peekaboo.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here. You can come in if you want.
Pikachu.
Oh God! See, this
Could
is why I
also
love.
chew it.
Yeah, this is why I love sitting in gum. I think that expression is hilarious to me. And as soon as he said it, I was like, "This episode's going to be great."
Yeah, no, and it was.
There were some, there's some other some subplots. Kevin and Jenny feeling like their relationship's getting a little boring.
Right, like
they're not really doing it a lot.
Like the minute like Jenny went for like she like put her foot like around to his dick, like he didn't want it because he didn't want to blow a load in his really comfortable sweatpants.
So they decide that let's get crazy. Let's get high. Let's get high. We'll do some drugs. And so, but they don't know how to do drugs,
They
where
don't
to
know
get
where to
drugs.
get it. Yeah.
So they find a drug dealer,
Through Taco.
of course.
Through Taco, yeah, of course.
And then he comes by, and I think he has the best and most confusing menu of drugs ever. His codes, codes for drugs are VHS, DVD, beta. They're all formats for entertainment. VHS is weed.
Exactly.
DVD is coke. Beta is crank.
And Blu-ray, what was Blu-ray? Blu-ray
That was like
Blu-ray
a
is
different type of
Oxycontin.
Coke, wasn't it? Or was
I
it?
think it's Oxycontin.
something heavy. It was.
I don't know. I don't do drugs, guys. So
And what was
I don't know.
DVR was like really premium coke.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he shows up to their house with a DVD. What? We ordered a VHS.
Well,
They ordered. Yeah, they ordered weed. He
exactly.
showed up with coke.
Yeah, and then like any good drug dealer, he's like, well, I'm leaving with your money.
Yeah, no
with
matter
the
what.
drugs or without the drugs,
Exactly.
but you're paying me. And of course, Kevin is such a pussy. He just
And I love
gives
that
the guy
he-
$500 for this bag of coke.
We always have like, I mean, when I was younger, like you had like your buddy who wanted to buy drugs, and so he would do everything like to what he thought, like literally trying to like palm the money and like when really it's like
Be really slick.
Yeah.
be really slick, but like really when you're buying drugs, like
No one else is watching.
in fact it could be
Well,
out.
especially in this instance, because they were at their house.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
house, exactly.
What?
But even like out in the streets or whatever, like no one really, unless there's like cops around or I've seen the transference of drugs just go like, oh, here you go. Oh, cool, thanks. Oh, is everything in here? Oh, so like just checking it out in the open.
What is it? Was this a drive-through?
No,
Because you got to check that bag before you leave that
it's like,
drive-through.
let's see,
Make sure they got everything.
The cinnamon twists aren't in my. Or you
I
left them
clearly
out.
ordered a pound of weed and cinnamon twists.
I think it's what
By the way,
also.
I love cinnamon twists. It's the only thing Taco Bell ever produced that's delicious. Continue.
The Crunchwrap Supreme is amazing.
No, anything from
he
Taco
hit
Bell
it.
sucks.
He hit it with the crunch wrap.
Except
DJ Jesse Janity knows what's up.
It's wrapped in a tortilla, dude.
it's not a tortilla. It's a white floury piece of crap. Like it's disgusting.
Of deliciousness.
Deliciousness.
With a crunchy taco.
Right.
Like, it's not even a shell.
P.S. We are not sponsored by Taco Bell, folks.
we're
we are
not.
just we
Yeah,
just
I know
really
you're
love
not.
it.
I know we're not.
Like, if
and
you're
I don't
chalupas.
approve.
I don't even watch sports, but, like, if I was to watch sports, I would love to be eating a Crunchwrap Supreme.
While you're
A-
watching
any-
a sporting game.
Anything I do would be better if I was eating a Crunchwrap Supreme. Going on a roller coaster.
And
Better
question,
with a Crunchwrap
what is
Supreme.
the sauce they
Sitting
put
in
in there?
gum.
It's
Better with a Crunchwrap Supreme.
What is the sauce
it's
they
like
put
a
in there?
thick barbecue ketchup. It's stupid. It
It's
does pass
delicious.
off
A
as
barbecue
as, like,
ketchup.
It's not good.
There's
It's
no
not
such
good.
thing.
I'd shut your mic off.
Anyways,
You
we're
don't
gonna.
mess with the powers
This
that be.
is now the Taco Bell presents the League AfterBuzz podcast.
No, cinnamon twists only.
So they're terrible at doing drugs, but so they're stuck with this Coke and they got to figure out what to do. So we'll come back to that though.
He has sweatpants on, and I think this is the joke because they don't mention it. Is he has a leather jacket on over,
Yeah.
and obviously I think to make him look tougher or whatever. But he's got like
Well, yeah,
because
because the drug dealer's got a
leather jacket
so.
on, so
So yeah, trying to match them. You know,
sweatpants, leather jacket.
you gotta let your drug dealer know that, like, hey, I'm in business too, man. You know, you're not gonna just come and walk all over me.
Yeah, put your foot down.
Yeah.
So the other main plot point of the show is that Ruxin pulled his hammy lifting a crate at Taco's house. So he has to go visit Andre's doctor's office to try and get a prescription. Andre's giving him a hard time, asking him about his medical history and shit, just trying to give him the runaround. And then Andre has to leave the room, and Ruxin decides to just steal his prescription pad and write himself prescription for painkillers.
Wouldn't you do that if you had a doctor friend?
I would.
Yeah.
I can
It is a-
easily
it
say
is a-
that. I can say that 150%.
Yeah.
I would do that.
It is a crime, though. That is a crime.
But
That
if
my
it's-
friend has
but
to turn me
yeah.
in. So
I'd be like, come on, man.
Or anybody else that finds out. It is still a crime.
how would they find out?
I don't know, man.
Besides me saying
All
it on
right,
air.
settle down, narc.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
all
Party's
right.
over when James gets here.
Boo.
That's right.
That's illegal.
Hey, hugs not drugs, all right, kids?
No, hug me when I'm drugged.
Well, that's exactly what happens because Ruxin writes himself a prescription for painkillers,
And
and now he's hopped up on painkillers all the time, and he's awesome.
Yeah, man.
PK
PK Ruxin, painkiller Ruxin is
Ruxin,
amazing.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll in this, I love that he just gave himself an out to just goof off and be hilarious.
Yeah, I really
So
feel
funny.
like I enjoyed
So funny.
PK Ruxin more than regular Ruxin, and I love Nick Kroll either way, but I really thought he was
Yeah.
great as the like drugged out, who gives a crap, love everybody
Yeah.
So good.
version of
Oh
Ruxin.
God, when and he was so careless because you know how like Ruxin is so like neat freak and like he wants everything to be clean. When he like put the
Yeah, they decide
the
to play
pong.
beer pong.
Yeah,
Ping pong paddles.
No, but like it like rolled into the bathroom and he pulled it out with a bunch of hair and like
Shit on it.
and he drops it in his beer then chugs his
I think
beer.
that like demonstrated how old the writers are though for Paul Scheer and Nick Kroll. I mean, really, have you ever seen people actually playing beer pong with ping pong paddles?
Yes.
Why?
It's a different version.
Well, then
Actually,
they
the
shouldn't
other
call it
version
beer
is called
pong.
Beirut.
Right.
Real beer pong is with paddles.
No.
Yes, the hand version, where you throw it with your hands, that's Beirut.
Look, just give me beer. I'll play games later.
Look, I thought you went to a party college in
I
Arizona.
did.
You
No,
should
I
know the
did.
difference between
But
beer
see,
pong
no,
and
Beirut.
Beirut.
No, here's literally the difference. Beirut is an East Coast thing. 100%. Ask anybody. People in the West Coast do not play Beirut. Look at the name. You think people on the West Coast are gonna be like, yeah, let's play some Beirut? No.
Well, yeah, they don't
let's
call
play
it
beer
that,
pong.
but that's what it is.
Let's listen to some Beirut.
right. That's a band. It is a band.
I know it's a
It's
band. That's why I said that.
I know. Well, I was just.
That's a band. That's a good reference.
It's also a place.
It's also, yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible place.
It's a, yeah.
So
Hey Beirut, after buzzers in Beirut.
You guys are great.
Yeah,
Just your country sucks.
just country's terrible.
so now they try to have a intervention with Will Forte's
Sober
character
venture.
Chuck
Oh, right.
because he has a sobriety problem. He's bringing everybody down because back when he was a drunk, he was the best wingman in the
Right.
world. But he refuses to do that again because he knows that if he drinks again,
And this
outcome is nuts.
this and like that move, like that whole thing with the sobriety intervention, that reminds me of It's Always Sunny. Like why we love It's Always Sunny, because It's Always Sunny, like they're the worst possible kind of people together, and they're so charming, but they kind of love each other, but love each other in the sense of like we all need to be fucked up. We all need to.
Well,
be
yeah, they're just
screwed up.
terrible influences on each
Yeah,
other.
exactly. So like them as a group doing that with Will Forte's character, I thought that was just like that's fun. That's what we want to see. We want to see them like push, not like accidentally got off the edge. It's like no, we want you to get drunk.
Yeah.
We want our drunk friend back that we love, not this new guy who's annoying the shit out of me
God.
right now.
Yeah.
I love that.
We
So
all have
honest.
that friend too, though. That like terrible friends. Like, you really gonna drink that other beer? Yeah, I am. All right. Get off my back.
Do you want to look into the camera and talk to this particular
Yeah.
person?
Just go home. Pick me up in an hour. I'll be fine.
You must be. Yeah, I would never ever want to like babysit you at a party.
I've-
never want to be Velo's designated driver.
I've had to take care of too many people. Not Velo yet.
No, I'm a Tasmanian devil. Like
Velo-
I'm in the room spinning around, breaking stuff,
Sweet,
yelling.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Eating, whatever.
I'm sure at some point I'll have to take care of you, but I've taken care of enough people that are just falling down. Like I've getting drunk is one thing, but like getting that drunk where it's like you're falling down and you're vomiting on everything, and like
Never happens on purpose.
Some people, there's some people.
I didn't. Wait, you telling me you didn't drink all those beers and all those
No,
everything
there's-
on purpose?
There's definitely some people that know that they do that and still go off
Yeah.
the rails.
I don't
and
know.
there's
that.
nothing. There's
Never-
nothing more.
I don't know who
No,
that
Miss
is.
Tasmanian Devil.
There's
I
nothing
break
more
things.
unfun
I
than being
light things
around
on
really.
fire.
There's
You
nothing
guys-
more unfun than being around really wasted people when
You
you're
guys are
not at
making
all.
me
Oh, yeah.
feel really bad about myself.
No, you're making yourself. I wasn't referring to you.
You're right. I'm guilting myself out. Let's move on.
Well, yeah. Let's move on to the scene at Taco's apartment where Taco enlists Ruxin to come over and try to deal with his landlord who's trying to kick him out because he's a lawyer.
And that's what I brought at the beginning of the show is that like Taco like he's like, no, I need you to be. Finally, he begs for someone to be serious.
Yeah. The one guy who's normally
Right.
very serious when it comes to his job of being a lawyer, but this time, PK Ruxin,
Hey.
goofy off of his balls, wearing sweatpants and a
know,
football
like a-
jersey and a sport
Yeah.
coat.
Sport coat, and then he has a corn dog that he's.
Yes, he's eating
Yeah.
a corn dog.
I love corn dogs.
I know you. By the way, Jesse, put this memo into the AfterBuzz. Higher ups. We need more corn dogs around the studio premises.
I wouldn't necessarily say more, just a corn dog.
A corn
Yeah,
dog,
there's
yeah.
you say that like we've had any corn dogs here, and there
Yeah,
are zero
there's
corn
zero
dogs
corn dogs.
on these premises.
So
Well,
go ahead if people want to send in corn dogs.
yeah.
Send us corn
we're-
dogs, people.
Yeah, send us corn dogs, and we'll thank you.
That's
Yeah.
about the only way you guys are getting corn dogs is if your viewers.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
What?
I mean, for every show, think about every show wants some sort of specific food that goes
Yeah,
along
but we're
with their
asking
show.
for corn dog. This has nothing. I guess it does. We're asking for corn
Yeah,
dogs.
we're not asking
Everyone.
for vegetarian lasagna.
You can buy a box of them at
like,
Costco.
we're not, it's not like we're. Like,
Yeah,
we're not-
we have no druthers as to the quality of these corn dogs.
Yeah.
They could be 99-cent store corn dogs,
Just-
as long as it's a corn dog.
Just give me corn dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me corn dog.
You could have gotten a crate from like a dude. that
I'm
you-
gonna get some damn hot dogs and some damn corn tortilla chips and crunch them out and put it in that, and then
That is not a corn dog.
That's not
I
a
don't know
corn
what
dog.
that is you just invented, but it's not a corn dog.
If
But
you-
give it to
if
me, I'll
you-
eat
if
it.
you-
She'll
if
eat
you
it.
get it like
Tasmanian devil.
if
Yep.
you get an Eggo,
That's true. If she is drunk enough, she will eat that.
Hide it in a beer, and I'll.
yeah, soak a pancake in beer and then wrap it around with a bobby pin on a hot dog. I'll pass that as a corn dog.
Okay. Ooh, a pancake with a hot dog.
Oh,
I can't even talk because I'm caught up in the visual
Let
of
me
it.
repeat what I said. A pancake,
Right.
dip in beer, and then wrap it around a hot dog with a bobby pin holding it.
You had me at pancake.
Yep, I know I had you. That's why you got lost.
I was too busy. I was like,
whoa,
sweet. I was visualizing myself eating it, like not even just the thing. Yeah, like watching myself have a good time.
So yeah, Ruxin goes goofballs in front of his landlord, and starts pretending he's a shark. And then then he makes Taco start doing like a techno beat behind him.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
and of course Taco's like, okay.
And like, I love how he committed to that. Yeah. It was so great to see him like start from so far away and then just like
and
slowly move.
And then it became like a reggaeton song or something. For a second, it was kind of like, it became very like Jamaican reggae jazzy. And then the landlord's like, you got to be out by tomorrow. But then she tells Ruxin what apartment number hers is because she wants to bang Ruxin now because apparently that's attractive. Being a weird techno
was grinding.
Shark. Yeah, he grinded on
a little bit.
Yeah,
he got in her personal space.
Yeah, he ass bumped her,
and I think she was down.
Well,
she was DTF.
She was sitting in gum the whole time.
Oh,
you guys didn't catch it? It was real quick. So go ahead, take your DVRs and rewind it and try and watch her sitting in gum.
So now we go to Andre's throwing a party at his house,
Mixology.
a mixology party where he's dressed like an old-timey bartender from the 1920s.
Is that like
supposed to be a speakeasy in his apartment.
It's like Andre like reads Cosmo and like reads like how to spice up your party. Like I love that. That's what that's like. This character, even though we know it's Paul Scheer, we know it's a show, like still like Andre, the character Andre, like wants to be such a good host, and he's rich, so he can. He's the guy who Rick's like how to be a gentleman, like
he had those like blocks of ice. The bottles were all super
nice. He's got nice cheese and fruit
platters.
platters.
He probably got like the mixer from like Brookstones and like what's that Sky Mall?
Yeah.
He got like everything perfect, and he has stations.
Yes.
And like we're gonna make different kinds of.
He definitely made a run to Crate and Barrel.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
But so yeah, he's like, oh, I'm gonna make you guys these really nice drinks that take like 5 steps, and like just fuck it. No, they just start mixing drinks.
Pouring.
But then Kevin hides because he's trying to unload the coke that the dealer gave him by accident. He hides it.
Well,
in
the drug
his
dealer
drawer.
was gonna come buy it back,
get it back from him or whatever. Trade him for
weed.
His weed. So he hides it in one of the drawers in Andre's kitchen, and then Andre. Which I think it's hilarious because it's in your own kitchen, and he's like, "Oh, confectioner's sugar." Like, wouldn't you fucking know that you put that there if that is your confectioner's sugar?
And that's such a like.
And why would you keep it in a little baggie like that?
Oh, there's that Ziploc bag full of confectioner's sugar.
Like, that's such a specific thing. That's like, it's like you didn't know you bought that. Like, you didn't know you had that.
He was like, "Oh, surprise!" And I keep it in a little baggie, which is really weird. So he starts lacing all the glasses with this quote unquote confectioner sugar, and so now everybody, including Chuck, who comes over, who still doesn't drink and refuses to drink, and I think he invited his fiance or somebody to come over to the party.
They were going later because he wanted to be there with the guys.
Right. But he still refuses to drink because he'll pull his nuts out if he does. But so now they're all drinking cocaine-laced drinks.
Yeah, if it wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, so now they're whacked out of their minds.
I love how if you saw like right when
the reveal was basically
they were cheering, and then like it cuts to them more like where the couches are, and most of them have either sweatpants or no pants on.
Well, yeah, it was a really funny reveal because they're on a close up of Will Forte like finishing off a drink really fast. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll have another one." And then they kind of pull back and reveal that Forte's not wearing pants, and then most of them aren't wearing pants, and they're all like cracked out and like all jittery and shit because they're all
seeing them as a group like share that experience to me is way better than hearing them like create this inside joke that we're trying to follow. Even if they tweet about it like after the show.
I think we're still mad about that episode 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, like we brought
fucking Bobaman. No, die Bobaman, die.
It's definitely something that just bringing up to see like look at this episode versus that one.
Yeah.
And like we could watch them be high on coke and just hang out and just be together like that.
Yeah, I think they should just do coke every week.
There you go.
I think that would make the show much better.
Remember
make them all a bunch of cokeheads.
In season 2, when when Rafi was having sex with Oh my God, human giant.
Rob
Rob Hubel. Sorry, yeah. Rob Hubel had sex with Rafi in Kevin's Jeep after they did coke. So coke episodes are hilarious.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And it's a hell of a funny one too, right?
Right?
Awesome. All right, let's go to commercial and then we'll come back with some fantasy football updates.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Yeah. Tell us what you want to buzz about, AfterBuzzers.
Welcome back
Yeah.
to the magic hour.
Yeah, we should. I wish I could.
Let's
talk.
do the rest of the show like this. It would be like an hour and a half show if we all talked like that.
Wait, hold on, Vanessa, you do it real quick.
No, because it freaks everybody out.
Sounds like it sounds like you're freezing
That
to
is
death.
crazy.
Or you're like, or you do a really shitty Tom Waits impression.
This is creeping everybody out. You can turn off this podcast now. It just gets worse.
It's not like The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you're scaring.
Yeah, that is
Jesse
not
Kennedy.
sexy.
What?
What?
Normally, like girls with like a husky, like a sexy, smoky voice,
Yeah.
but that's not
Take off my dress.
Sir, why are you wearing a dress? Oh my God, you're not a man.
Oh no.
You do a very good homeless guy. That's really
Yeah, that is.
I thought this was ladies' night.
You do a good hobo.
Hobo.
This
Yeah.
isn't an act.
So the end.
So yeah, so now we're at the party. Everybody's cracked out on coke and jumping around like a bunch of retards, and
Hard R on that.
and then and then Chuck's fiance shows up. Well, right before that, the drug dealer shows back up
Right.
to exchange the DVD, and then finds out that they've done the DVD. They're all hopped up on it. And then Chuck's fiance shows up just in time for him to have satin gum on poor PK Ruxin's head.
That was just a funny cutaway because it seems like nothing really got resolved. Just like drug dealer shows up. Oh, we used the coke. Fiance. Well, Forte's
Jade.
like his wife now knows he's doing drugs and is back doing alcohol now. And then it just cuts to Ruxin's face like it feels like a little hat.
Yeah, it was
So
another great,
good.
really funny outline. Feels like I'm wearing a tiny hat.
Theme of the night, guys. The outs tonight, like the endings,
so
have been
good.
very
That's
solid.
nice.
Yeah.
And for those who didn't catch we did Beavis and Butthead earlier, and they had a really funny just ending of the episode and
Really
the
good blackout lines,
Exactly. The league definitely also.
which is maybe poignant because currently most of Los Angeles in a blackout.
Boo,
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. I'm without power. I've been without power for about 20 hours.
Cool. I had power today. Watched a lot of stuff on the internet.
Go fuck yourself.
DJ Jesse, why don't you put some of that NFL music and we'll get into some fantasy football? Don't make me talk like that again.
Dun, dun, dun,
What?
dun, 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 dun,
I heard you guys wanted to invite over some hot ladies. Here we go.
And welcome
What?
to the Fantasy Football Hour!
Oh my God! Let's talk fantasy football.
Football.
My starting quarterback's a unicorn. What's yours?
Tom Brady.
Oh my
Oh.
God, girl.
No way Tom Brady's beating a unicorn.
No, in my fantasy league, no one else is playing with me. So
in my fantasy league, everybody uses magic.
Why? I want more touchdown dances. Just dances.
Choreograph them. Put some time into it.
Yeah, who cares about points? Let's see more dancing.
Dancing.
Get it, girl.
Yeah. I want to be a linebacker.
Ugh, NFL. More like no fun league.
I'm ready to get my hands on that tight end.
Well, I'll be a wide receiver for you.
Don't you
All right.
start.
We're gonna start offending people if we haven't already. There's a football game tonight. We could talk about that real quick. My Seattle Seahawks lambasted the Philadelphia Eagles 31-14.
And here's the interesting thing: like we're watching the pre-kickoff kind of show where they match up the teams, and every single analyst and most of the fans on NFL.com all unanimously said
77%.
Unanimous, whatever, more than half.
Unanimous, more than half.
Unanimous, more than half, whatever. They all said Eagles are going to take this game. And
which I just didn't understand. I was like, you're talking about a 4-7 team who's making their longest road trip of the season on the road in arguably one of the hardest stadiums to play in and the loudest one in the league with Vince Young at quarterback.
I think the better argument is you're talking about the Seahawks. They suck.
Yes.
I think that's the better argument. Like, why
really?
wouldn't you?
Really? Because I'm pretty sure they beat the shit out of your Giants earlier this season, and they won the game tonight 31-14.
I fell asleep right now. What happened?
Exactly.
But exactly how Velo expressed, that's how America thought the game was gonna go.
Well, yeah, America's stupid. Look at television ratings.
Okay, it's like two retards going up against each other.
Lots of hard R's in this show.
Lots of hard R's.
Look.
Retards.
I knew it was going to be still a good game. You're talking about two teams that have not very great records at this point.
Yeah, you're talking about two very bad teams.
Yeah, two very bad teams. Why did we even watch it? It was not even worth us watching it. But here's the thing. In fantasy points, we had some amazing good people had a lot of a head start.
We'll move back from this week and talk last week's fantasy.
God.
Where I
are you talking about
beat the living
weekend?
crap out of Gian in our league.
We weren't here last week because of Thanksgiving, but that was the week that James Ross and I were up in our league, Comedy Dorks Watch Football 2. We were up against each other, and I got off to a great start.
It's true. You had a lot of people playing on the Thanksgiving Day games. And after Thanksgiving, you were up like 24-5 on me or something like that. I was down by quite a lot. I did not think I stood a chance over the weekend.
And then pretty much right before Monday Night Football, which I believe I was about 12 to 15 points ahead of James. Because I was like, Drew Brees is gonna have.
We don't need to talk about Monday Night Football today. We don't. We can just move on. We don't need to talk about any of that.
Of course, because that's when the Giants kind of choked. They choked it. Mr. Elite Manning, Eli.
Are you kidding me? Eli had a phenomenal game.
Obviously, it wasn't that phenomenal.
Yeah, he couldn't get it done for his team.
You know what? It's not.
Exactly. So
moving on.
But yeah, so I didn't think I stood a chance against you, but then because I also on my bench, I had Laurent Robinson on my bench. He scored 19 points, and I was like, shit, I wish I had that 19 in my starting lineup. But then,
hold on, I'm gonna go back to that.
But then, luckily, Drew Brees.
Okay, so wait.
Put the lights out with 40+ points, and I had all of my receivers show up: Roddy White, Percy Harvin, and Mr. Victor Cruz from the New York Giants.
Cruise control.
Scored a lot of points, and I ended up
got like
beating the hell out of Gian.
So, okay, so James won. So what's actually happening in your league? Are any of you guys actually division leaders? Or like winning in your...
I have a winning record, yeah.
Not a winning record. That's kind of not anything to brag about. I mean, I'm saying, are you... Because this weekend is the last weekend before playoffs in your fantasy, before playoffs start. So are any of you going to the playoffs?
Are you in ESPN?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the last week. Because then it's playoffs, right?
I don't think so.
I think so.
We have a couple more.
I don't know.
No. Remember,
it's going to be close.
Games.
Yeah, but they do because you have 3 playoff.
The playoffs
games.
start. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But it's going to be close. I'm not sure if I'm making it.
Is it
week? Not.
It's week 13.
It's week 13.
Yeah. Right. So that's the end of fantasy football regular season after this weekend. Yeah, guys, come on. Getting schooled by this girl right here.
But so
Well, I mean, I'm definitely in the playoffs, I believe. Especially if I win.
it was a very good week for anybody who had Drew Brees on their team, including myself.
44,
Holla. Right.
Hey, man.
and then Victor Cruz, 27.
Both on the
pretty
same
good.
team. Tore it up. Ended up getting like 150 some odd points.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I
Tore
scored
it
a
up.
lot.
Tore it up.
Yeah, and I was.
I beat Gian 126 to
Yeah,
76.
it was retarded. It was ridiculous.
Sorry, buddy.
I was like, it wasn't even close. It was like,
Yeah, the team that I won with that had Drew Brees and Victor Cruz on it, I had the Giants defense on it, negative 12 points. And I still
you still won.
smoked.
Yeah.
Smoked them.
Yeah, and so
Smoking fools.
So NFL news, though, big news of today.
Donovan
Donovan McNabb
McNabb
waived by the Vikings.
Goodbye.
and he has no. Also, there's no team looking out for him. He just did that because he didn't want to be part.
well, I think
Well,
the
yeah.
Texans,
What's he gonna do?
Texans are in
He's
Sit
not-
on the bench and watch Christian Ponder the rest of the season?
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
no.
not. There's no reason for him to be
There's
on any
teams.
team.
There's
right now.
teams that need QBs out there.
What
the
teams?
The Texans need a quarterback like crazy right now. Matt Leinert's out now.
Matt Liner's out.
Yeah.
And-
Well, they did just sign Jake Delhomme.
The
though.
Delhomme, yeah.
So
Good
my
God.
guess is that
the
the Bears
The
will go
Bears.
after
Why
McNabb
won't Jake Delhomme go away?
because Jay Cutler's definitely out for the rest of the year, and I don't think
care.
Chad Henne's
I
got it. So
hate Jake Delhomme.
I don't know.
So
Well,
bad.
apparently somebody wants him. I guess like when they're trying to. I mean, and also Texans have a playoff berth. Like, they're still in the hunt.
Oh, so they need someone.
Say they need someone. And
well,
I
I
mean,
hope they don't go with Jake Delhomme. Or did they? They did already?
they already signed him. So
is he
worked.
is he
signed?
backing the third string guy or is
No.
No, they don't have anybody left. I mean, they have. I think they might have a rookie third stringer. But the
That's-
point in they brought Jeff Garcia and Jake Delhomme in for
they brought
Oh,
Jeff
they
brought
Garcia,
workouts.
too.
Garcia?
They
Okay.
brought him in for workouts and they signed Delhomme.
Oh,
so
well, they're idiots. Should
so
have taken Jeff
Delhomme is
Garcia.
probably going to be the
Good
guy, and
Well, that will
D-
make.
McNabb I think ends up with the Bears. That's what I'm predicting.
I mean,
That's
if
actually
Gar-
not a bad fit, though. I actually think that
they
could be
could-
good. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember
Again, and then he'd be on a playoff.
2 weeks
team.
ago,
Possibly.
2 or 3
Possible.
weeks ago, we were talking about Carson Palmer, and we were like saying, "Oh, it's too early to pick him." My God, he blew it up over the weekend.
you.
Yeah,
Lit
he's
it
sitting
up.
on my bench, but that's fine.
Yeah,
in
Nobody
my
else
other
gets
league,
his points.
Yeah,
he's
means
my
no one else.
starting quarterback in my other league, and he's killing it.
just
He's
lit it
killing
up.
it.
I knew he would. I knew
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't do it for my Bengals, you asshole, but whatever. You're doing good now, and I'm
Too
using
much
you in a certain way.
controversy over there.
Whatever.
The other news that Ndamukong Suh
Bad
appealed
boy,
his
bad
2-game
boy.
suspension today.
started
I
off-
don't think that he's going to get any leeway on that.
Days before this appeal, he started apologizing.
He calls
and,
him.
like, calls people like personally. He's like, really, dude? Like, your action showed you stepped on the dude.
Yeah, the
You-
video
you
is
back-
clear.
You backstepped them. Like,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
clearly stomped on
You
the guy
stomped on the
after
guy.
you shoved his head into the ground 3-4 times.
yeah, and like, is he?
Like I get it. It's a rough game. It's a tough game.
But there's something like,
but
and,
like
and,
that's
That's
you,
'cause
you
he's
can't say that
hood.
you're not a dirty player and then do that.
he's as dirty as it comes. But I mean, like, I guess if you're his coach, I mean, you don't want the penalties. You don't want him suspended. But like, I mean, I'm sure they've encouraged
Look,
him to be like,
do any of you know how to spell Ndamukong? I think this comes from years of failed spellings. Good God.
that's
But
why
then-
he's upset.
Yes, because no one can get his name
Nobody knows
right.
how to
It's
spell his
valid.
name?
Do you know how?
Does
Not
it
off the top of my
matter?
head.
Does it
Do you know how?
I don't know.
I have admittedly do not know how.
Ndamukong.
He's reading it from a computer, ladies and gentlemen.
Ndamukong Suh.
All right, that's for the people at home.
Where's he
So they
from?
know how to spell it. That's how you spell his name.
Probably some hard streets somewhere.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Detroit.
thinking. He was playing street ball.
Ndamukong Suh, get back in your cage.
So who are your who are your sitters and starters this week?
Ooh, Ahmad Bradshaw's coming back off.
Ahmad Bradshaw's coming back. Here's the thing. This is a very important thing, especially now that playoffs are around the corner. Like people, like I have LaShawn McCoy and I have Michael Turner starting. These guys always have potential, and I was scared because LaShawn McCoy had a toe injury, but he played tonight. He did actually very well. But like you want to, if you have like your starters, get their backups if you have the space in your bench, because if right in playoff time, if your guy goes down, you're gonna want to have their backup. So I'm picking up Ronnie Brown and I'm picking up whoever Turner's guy is that's right behind him. Just and I have Josh Scobie and probably the Giants D that's on my bench that I'll probably get rid of.
Yeah, my problem is I'm too overloaded with good receivers, and I got
the
crap.
worst,
I got
right?
crap for running backs.
Last minute trades, like try and get some trades in.
This is my strategy.
That's the problem, is that people in our league don't pay attention and
true.
they don't answer for trades. They didn't never get to you.
This is my strategy for fantasy football right now, and as teams actually go into the playoffs, if you have someone like teams that are already gonna go into the playoffs, fine. I always say to put the people in that are playing for a team that have something to play for, because they'll play better in these next few weeks. They're gonna play better because they have a lot more riding on it. Versus if you have Chris Johnson doesn't matter. But if you have someone who's on the Titans or something, that is
I have
not
Nate
a playoff.
Washington. I have Nate Washington.
I wouldn't see. I mean, they're not going after.
So
a
if I
playoff
have
spot.
Nate Washington, Anquan Bolden, or Torrey Smith, or even Jerome Simpson, who would you start? Who would you advise me to start, if not Nate Washington?
What was the other ones?
It was Anquan Bolden from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Torrey Smith from Baltimore, or Jerome Simpson from Cincinnati.
I would go Bolden. Anquan. Oh yeah, well he
was on my team last year. He had a good year for me.
He's the better even out of all four. Well, Nate Washington is pretty good.
My biggest problem is I can only start 3 receivers, and right now I got
That's
cruise control.
That's everybody's problem.
Yeah.
James.
Well, I know. Okay.
Just James, we handicapped them in the league.
That's true. No. Well, I got Bolden, Harvin, and Roddy White are my 3 starting receivers right now. I got Laurent Robinson, Earl Bennett, Early Dossett, all sitting on my bench. It's tough. I try to play the matchups, but I don't want to sit Victor Cruz and have him have a breakout game because they're going to try their damnedest to beat the Packers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Giants.
But Laurent Robinson had a monster game on Thanksgiving, and I don't want to miss out on almost 20 points again.
And I
won't do it again.
I'd
He won't
advise
do
you
it
to
again.
keep Victor Cruz on
too.
your starting, because I've noticed some of my best. I remember I put Matt Ryan against Detroit. I think when they played, who was it? I think they played Detroit. It was a game that the experts were telling me sit him. It might not go so well. It was actually it was Philly. It was Philly. Because I had Fitzpatrick as well, and they were like, Philly has a great defense. You might not want to start Matt Ryan. And at the time, we didn't know that the Eagles weren't going to be as good, and so I started Ryan, and he got 23 points right off the bat. So you want to get people that are, you're right, playing for something, playing for playoff berth. But
I mean, just got to balance playing the matchups and who's playing. Who's really going to be going for something.
I'm sitting Des Bryant this week, whether that's a bad idea or not. Laurent Robertson has come out as the #1 go-to guy for Tony Romo. And Des Bryant, as though he's good and someone that early on got me some touchdowns, and he's in the 88 club and a very good wide receiver. They're doubling up on him, and he's also loses steam.
Yeah, he's
by the 3rd quarter. So he hasn't done anything for me the last 2 weeks. I'm
him.
benching him. But I have DeMarco Murray, Michael Turner, LaShawn McCoy. Those are your start. Those guys.
That's
Running backs. I got really lucky this year with running backs. Very good.
I have terrible ones.
Yeah. Hey, who you sitting? Who you starting?
Well, I got my like I said, I got those 3 guys starting for me. But I got shit at running back. I got Tolbert and Starks.
God, I have Tolbert too. He was so good at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean he can. That's his thing, is he's their go-to scoring guy, but he can't be. He doesn't get much on the ground other than that. So if he doesn't score touchdowns, you don't get shit from him. And I'm starting Keller over Miller at tight end.
Dustin Keller for me was a disappointment.
He had a hell of a
This year.
game this last week.
Yeah,
I missed
very
out
good.
on that, so that's why I'm going to start him this
Yeah,
week.
he was.
over
I
Heath
think he
Miller.
had 2 really good games last year that I had him bench because dude, you're not doing anything for me. And I also had to just get him because Owen Daniels. I had Owen Daniels last year, and he was having a great year and then got injured right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Owen isn't doing that much.
No, he
This-
is not very good this year.
And especially now with they're having QB problems, they're not gonna.
I had Brandon Pettigrew on my tight end.
Me too.
But for the first up until 2 weeks ago, he was good. But now these last 2 weeks, nothing. Tight end. I think it's just tight ends unless you have Gronkowski.
Jesus, yeah.
God, dude,
Which
what a
I'm
pickup.
up against, unfortunately.
What a ridiculous year he's having. From which school? The University of Arizona.
Check this out. I think I'm facing my friend Andrew Rollman, and he has Aaron Rodgers.
Good night. You're done.
And Wes Welker and Gronkowski.
Good night.
You're done.
But I beat him last time, and I don't know where I slipped by.
Dude, I have Walker on 2 teams. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's Dunzo right there. It's I'm like looking at this. He's projected like 150. I'm like 110. I'm like, Jesus, this is ridiculous.
Well, Jinx. What's the Monday night game this week? San Diego at Jacksonville. Ugh.
Well,
that's even worse than tonight's Thursday night game. If you guys are gonna bitch about the Seahawks versus the Eagles,
No,
you should be bitching about Monday night's game between the fucking Chargers and the Jaguars in the Who Gives a Shit Bowl.
God, really? Phillip Rivers, just quit. Man, you can't.
I honestly predicted that he was gonna have a breakout year because,
yeah, man.
like,
was
he
one of my
looked
first
so
picks.
good. He looked so good in preseason, and I was like, Phillip Rivers is a consistent. I was like, at least a consistent QB, and boy, did I must have cursed him because it was
the
terrible.
the worst fantasy letdown this year. Easily, hands down, million times over.
And
to
also,
Phillip
like, if
Rivers.
you're a Chargers fan, I am so sorry for you
God,
because and every week it's like kind of like, yeah, I messed up. It was this one thing.
He's pissed. He's always pissed. Like
he's pissed. He's pissed on during the game, and then he kind of like laughs it off during the interviews. Like, it's like, dude, your headspace is not. It's not gelling, and it's screwing your team up. Chargers ain't going nowhere this year. No. That's another team dead in the water. Eagles dead in the water. Hawks, I mean, they have been, but they're looking to next year.
Yeah, that division's going to come down to the Raiders and the Broncos in the AFC West, and the NFC. The Niners ran away.
By the
with
way,
it.
I only say this because I think the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl because God wants it to happen.
You're right. God is a Raiders fan, so God is Mexican.
He wants the Denver. He wants Tebow. He wants
the second coming.
The second coming, Team Tebow, to come and.
Well, I guess only time will tell.
Because they've every single what do you call it? Every single insider or like NFL like analyst were like, nope, Tim Tebow can't do this. Like, let's see how he's done. Oh, he looks terrible. He can't carry this team. He's 5-1 as a starter. 5-1 as a starter.
You know what though? They broke down the numbers, and he's bullshit for the first 3 quarters. He's like not even. He's like he's in last place in QB rating for the first 3 quarters, but in the 4th quarter he is in the top 5.
And it's funny that with him they had to do that. With him they're like, no, let's split your game. Tim Tebow's an amazing 4th quarter QB. 3rd quarter he might as well sit on the bench. Like,
it's true. At this point, if I was playing the Broncos and it's 5 minutes left and we're up by less than a touchdown or only 1 touchdown, I'd be pretty worried. I'd be pretty worried that the Broncos would win.
You think maybe like
they got that momentum?
You think they're running out maybe that's the Broncos' plan? They're running out other teams' steam early, and then Tim Tebow waltzes right by them. So maybe here's a tip for anyone going up against the Broncos in the last couple weeks. Maybe spread out, go mellow, match them a little bit. Don't overexert yourself to try and beat them. And then when Tebow tries to turn it on, that's when you turn it on as well and match him and stop him.
I'm turned on talking about Tim Tebow.
Oh boy.
Awesome. Well, that's for all you fantasy, all your fantasy needs. We're not here. So go to NFL.com.
Don't
take any of our advice. We're comedians who just happen to play fantasy football and watch a TV show about fantasy football. So.
That has comedians that also don't really know as much, but they love it. We love it. I love it. It makes the games fun, and it really
does. I only started doing fantasy about 3 years ago, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, we get more involved.
It makes me care about more than my team, which is great because my team has not been good in the last 3 years.
Tonight, I only cared about one running back and just how he was.
Oh yeah, I had a personal crisis because I wanted Marshawn Lynch to have a huge game for the Seahawks, but he's on my opponent's starting lineup in fantasy. So I was like, fuck. Every time he scored a touchdown, I was like, yay, no. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of fantasy football is basically Pokemon or Magic for
I heard
sports guys.
Compared to D&D.
D&D, yeah, it's a stat based, match them and battle. That's what we're doing, Sorry, fantasy jocks out there that love football. Like, no way, man, I'm not a nerd. Yeah, you are. Anyway, so we've been AfterBuzz TV for the league. DJ Jesse Janity, get us out of here. Please get us out of here.
Let's go.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Let me just put on my lipstick real quick. Buzz you later.
Beast
The views
mode.
expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.